right, welcome back to the Car Sucker. My name is Jimmy Prater. I'm a car closer. That's what I do. I close car deals, and I train other people to close car deals. I do. I love it. I enjoy it, and I hope you get something out of this video, like test drives. We're going to talk about test drives, and I'm going to tell you how you get somebody to test drive a vehicle when they don't want to test drive a vehicle. But I'll give you a moment to go ahead and click on my subscribe button below, and if you see that little bell every time I upload a new video, you get notified. Test drives, test drives, test drives. Your managers are always screaming at you salespeople. Hey, did they drive it? Did they drive it? How many times as a closer, when you go behind the salesperson, you go in there and you find out they didn't even test drive the vehicle. They got to test drive the vehicle because we know there's two closes in the sale. There's a close of the product and close of the figures. And so you can't close the figures until you close the product, and you have to have them test drive. And for whatever reason, these internet buyers that are coming in, they feel they don't have to test drive the vehicle. So it is getting harder to test drive vehicles in today's market. I understand that because these people think they're so educated, they don't even have to test drive. I guess they test drive on the internet. I haven't seen it done before, but I guess that's how they do it. See, here's the thing. If you do a proper meet and greet, which a proper meet and greet is what? A compliment. You got to compliment. And if you don't compliment somebody, it's really hard to break the ice. People love to be complimented. People like similarities. If they have an old hoopy they drove up in, tell them you used to own one. It was the greatest car you ever had in your life. Then all of a sudden, hey, this guy is kind of like me. Or when you do an interview with the individual and you kind of sense there might be some credit disability, just say, hey, you came to the dealership at the right time because the banks are buying everybody right now. This is an unbelievable time to buy because we have several different financing programs. We got a finance program for somebody with really good credit, low interest rate, and a financing program for somebody with a little bit of credit disability, lack of credit, or no credit at all, still at an outstanding rate. We even have a finance program for someone who's been bankrupt. So, which means even if you've had multiple foreclosures, you can get financed. So you came at the right time. If you get through that pitch right there, what I just told you during the interview process, if you can get through that, that means you got an individual with some credit disability without coming out and asking them, how's your credit? Or saying something like, on a scale from 1 to 10, where do you think your credit falls? Or scale from A to Z, where do you think your credit falls? No, you don't have to say it. They'll tell you. You have to make them feel comfortable about it. Or if they just stop you, I don't have to worry about it. You know you got somebody with good credit. All right. Well, now, in order to get somebody to test drive your vehicle, to close, remember, we got to close. We got to close the product before we close the figures. You have to do a proper meet and greet. And you have to do a proper interview. During the interview, do not pre-qualify them. Don't judge them. Do exactly what I just told you. That's going to help ease the tension right off the bat. And also in the first two steps, if you can incorporate something to give them, something tangible is nice, but just giving a compliment is special as well. It's called reciprocity. It's not what you give the individual, it's how you give something to the individual. It's like if you take a pen and it has your name on it and your social media address on it, or your cell phone number, and you give them the pen, and you say, this is a pen, these are good luck pens, and these are the pens that my customers use when they sign the contract. See, it's reciprocity. It's not what I give the individual, it's just how I give something to the individual. I gave him a pen, planting a seed that this is what my customers use to sign contracts. That's reciprocity. Now, these internet buyers, shoppers, looky-loos, tire kickers, these internet gurus that are shopping you and coming in and don't want to test drive, there's a hiccup there because they think they might have already got all the figures and they think they probably brought a little check in from their credit union or bank saying that they're paying cash and they don't want to deal with financing with the dealer at all. So why do they need a test drive, they feel? Everyone needs a test drive. And if they come in and they are all prepared to pick up their vehicle and haven't test driven the vehicle yet, they're still going to need to test drive that vehicle. And you're still going to have to go through the meet and greet, or in other words, the compliment time. And they're still going to have to go through the interview process. It's just an interview process. And you still have to do a walk around, and you still have to do a demonstration. And I recommend to do 2 walk arounds. When you get back, you do another walk around. You got to really seal that deal. You got to get them pumped up on it. You got to get them excited on it. If they're excited on that vehicle, then there's going to be other products we can sell them inside the store. So you can make more money. And then you're going to introduce them to your floor manager. And the floor manager is going to go over the numbers. And hopefully the floor manager can get a bump. That's just the way it's going to work. Now I understand that it's getting more difficult with these internet shoppers that put people in a test drive. But they got a test drive. Everyone's got a test drive. Tell them that you want to get out of the dealership, that you've been stuck there all day, and the only way you can get out of there is if you go on a test drive and you want to go get a soda. Tell them whatever you want to tell them, but get in that vehicle and test drive the vehicle. Now, my name is Jimmy Prater. This is the Car Sharker. I love training closing techniques, closing methods, and I want you to be the best closer in the world. But most of all, what I want you to do right now is go out, have fun, and go close something. Yeah!